In February of 2019, a friend and I were able to attend Mayor Pete Buttigieg's book launch for his new book, Shortest Way Home. In addition to having him autograph my copy, I was able to ask him a question at South Bend's Century Center in South Bend, Indiana. Having graduated from Holy Cross College in South Bend, this was a unique opportunity for me. Hear now my question and his response.
How do politicians, or how should a politician reconcile something that they did in the past that may come back to haunt them, and how should they approach that looking to the future?
Yeah, it's such an important and timely question, and part of the book also is a meditation on some lessons that were learned the hard way here when it comes to race. And the most important lesson that I learned as mayor, dealing with some very sensitive issues related to policing in this community, for example, are that the reason racism in the past needs to be reckoned with is that it is connected to racism in the present. When you see something, whether it's these disgusting displays of blackface or any number of other things that kind of reopen these wounds, it's not only about answering for some historical wrong that was done. The reason it's so harmful is because so many harms are being perpetrated to this day in the name of racism, explicit and implicit. And so, the good news is that the change in these social norms is guiding us to a better place. And that's true on any number of evolutions, whether it's the way that we are in our imperfect way, getting better as a society, I believe, despite some steps backward recently politically, getting better to acknowledge that there is absolutely zero place for sexual harassment and intimidation in our society. The tough moral question is, how do we all account for ways that all the times we look the other way? Because everybody around us did. We inhaled something that was wrong and took it on. And that's where, frankly, I try to keep religion out of my kind of civic role, but the best model I know to think about that comes from faith. Whether you're a Christian or not, there's a Christian account of the role of forgiveness and the restorative nature of reconciliation that I think is really instructive. There's also in the Jewish tradition very strong and rich culture and tradition around atonement. And so I'm not saying you have to look to religion as the way to get there, but I certainly think we can draw some lessons there. I think the biggest thing that's worked here is dialogue, is quantity time, and actually seeking to understand the harms that are done, not so that we can wring our hands about how awful they were, but so that we can make sure mistakes are not repeated. Because the only way that we can ultimately make right things that happened in the past is by virtue of the choices we make, hopefully better ones, each passing day in the future.
Thank you.
Good job.